I do have a few cousins and a few close friends that are like, so girl, what happened? And I get every day like, when is season 3 coming out?
What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. Hopefully everyone is prepared for the weekend, gonna have a little fun in the sun we might have, because we're both going to Florida. It has been dreary for 10 days straight in New York. It's been gray.
It has been gray. The sun has not come out one time, I feel like.
Not once.
Like maybe a little bit.
A little glimmer. It's trying to pop through.
I like it.
Like a little bit on like Monday, I think there was maybe a little bit of sun. But other than that, no, I can't live like this. I need sunshine.
I know. So we're going to go get some sun. We're going to go to Florida.
Yes.
And I want to make a note of something. There's only one person on this earth that is a worse communicator than Trent Ryan.
Oh.
And his name is Tyler Cameron.
Wow, right off the bat, throwing him under the bus.
The worst communicator actually in the world. Yeah. So we're all like, you
got to get him on the phone. That's
houses,
the only way to get
we all have houses like near each other, right? So Tyler was like, you guys going to be in Florida next week? We're like, yeah. He's like, all right, you guys want to come on the show? Like his radio show? Yeah. We're like, yeah. You want to come on the podcast? He's like, yeah. Well, let's do a bunch of things, right? Mm-hmm. It was very generic. Like there was no like set date and time. You know, we have no details. All of a sudden we get a text from his producer that's like, all right, Tyler told me you guys are coming on the show on Tuesday. Like we have a...
Yeah.
Bitch, you didn't ask us a specific day. Like, yes, we're going to do it, but you didn't say what day, what time.
Yeah.
There is no worse. It's Trent and Tyler. They're really up there with like the two worst communicators on this planet.
Text messaging is
the funny thing is
text messaging is not their forte.
It's just like selective though, because if I text Trent about something that we both like, he'll respond immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're going to do something with Tyler in Florida. That'll be fun. He hasn't been on the show in a while. So that'll be exciting. And then we'll be recording together because...
Yes, we will be in the same room. We will not be in the studio. I know that upsets some people, but... You know,
don't worry, we're going to have good equipment.
We are. But 2023 is... we got to take care of ourselves too, you know?
And that means going to Florida.
And that means sometimes...
Listen, we've been back for 1 week. We need a break.
We got to go back immediately.
Okay, so here's how it went down, though.
Well, it's the winter time, you know? I want to be down there as much. I wish I could live down there in the winter time.
Also, we do this every winter.
We do.
Fran had a wedding in Florida this upcoming weekend.
I really parlayed that.
She was like, I have a wedding. I'm going to stay the whole week. Yeah. And I said... Well, darn it. If you're going to stay the whole week, then I'm going to go. What am I going to sit? I'm going to sit in cold. I'm going to be cold? No, I'm going to go be warm with you.
Yes.
And so we'll be at our separate houses, but we will conjoin when it's time to record, and we will have good equipment. Don't worry. We're bringing the mics. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. Stay calm.
Yeah.
Stay cool. Stay collected.
It'll be great.
It's going to be great.
Fun stories,
oh my God.
We're doing stuff.
Yes, we're going to be doing stuff. We'll have a lot of fun. I can't wait to see Norman. Oh, except my nono called me the other day and he was like, your dog is a shithead. And I was like, okay, calm down, first of all. And then he said he doesn't even know who his mother is. And that fucking hurt because I know Norman knows I'm his mother. I know. It hurt.
Wow.
It hurt.
Is your grandfather a troll?
I think he's online commenting.
Is he reading comments?
I think so, yes.
Is he reading comments that the dog doesn't know who his mother is?
It's so funny because like,
where is Norman?
I should honestly have him on the podcast next week.
You should.
Your
grandfather or Norman?
No, Nono.
Oh, okay.
And Norman.
Yeah.
But I should totally have Nono come on next week. That would be really funny. That'll be the treat to everybody.
That would be funny.
And we'll just ask him questions and see where his mind goes. And not know he's recording.
No, this is actually mean. Oh, no. Okay, good. That's what I was thinking.
No, we won't tell him we're recording.
I was thinking you should just record. You know how I was saying we should try and do...
Yes.
Like podcast.
I know what you're talking about, yes.
Vlog type situations.
Like on the go while we're out.
Like on the go while we're out, like record ourselves and we can put it in the podcast. Just do that with your grandpa.
I'm going to do that.
And do that with
Nono.
Maybe
like, a YouTube exclusive.
And just like voice record him.
I have to. He's so fucking funny. And we have to do that because we're going to be going out. So we have to remind ourselves to record while we're out.
He's going to be going out the whole week.
Not
not
every
the whole
night.
week. I got some rest for sure.
Yeah, of course, but we will be hitting the town. This podcast is presented by Proper Wild, the best and cleanest way to get all day energy. You know, I'm a shot girl, so I love a quick shot. Proper Wild is a nice little cute little shot to get you on your way. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's GMO-free, it's dairy-free. It's all clean. It doesn't have a lot of chemicals, doesn't make you jittery. That's one thing that I usually don't like about energy drinks is when it makes you jittery, feel all crazy. That does not happen with Proper Wild. That's why Proper Wild is the absolute best. And now they have even more flavors. They got the lemon lime,
flavors,
apple,
new flavor alert,
strawberry kiwi. Who doesn't love strawberry kiwi anything? Strawberry kiwi is a great combination, two of the best fruits to ever exist.
You know what's funny? We have different tastes when it comes to fruity drinks, fruity cocktail drinks, or whatever you want to call it.
Why?
Like, because I feel like when we were talking about the original flavors, like I liked the blackberry.
I like mango.
You like mango. You were talking about the strawberry kiwi. I like the lemon lime.
Mm-hmm. That's
why it's like it's good for everyone.
It is. I love kiwi and I love strawberries. Two of my favorite fruits. But I don't discriminate with my fruits, like I said. So you can go to properwild.com/Barstool. You get 30% off your first order. Try Proper Wild today to get you that long-lasting energy, whether it's a long day, you're going out at night, it's going to be a late night, early morning. Proper Wild has you covered. So properwild.com/Barstool for 30% off your first order. I wrote down 3 questions for you guys to ask. They're pretty fun questions.
Okay.
And I just wanted to...
Are these questions... you saw somewhere else?
I saw them
came
somewhere
up
else.
Okay.
So I saw a video that was like, here's a question the next time you're at a lull period at dinner or whatever with a group of friends, or here's a question that you should bring up.
Conversation starter.
Yeah, here's a conversation starter. I didn't love that question, but then she proposed the question, what are your go-to questions? So I looked at the comment section and saw like fun questions that people ask at crowdsource. And so I wrote down 3 questions that I thought would be fun to talk about on this podcast. Number 1, if you had to hide a giraffe from the government, where would you hide it for 1 year?
And like I'm living in New York City.
You're living where you are now. It's your life right now. All
but you
of a sudden,
could put the giraffe anywhere.
No, I guess.
Right now, you got a call.
If you could put the giraffe anywhere, like I don't like. I would
Let's
bring him to
say-
Africa.
I would have guessed you could put
Let's
the giraffe
say-
anywhere.
United States.
Noah's strategy. Find where all the other giraffes
Yeah,
are
like-
and just put that giraffe.
Right.
with
I mean,
the
that
giraffe.
makes sense.
That's a good idea.
I'm cutting out the other countries though. United States.
I would go to I would bring him to a zoo, pay off the zookeeper, and say, hey, just could you store this giraffe here for
And
like
give it a
3
different
weeks?
name.
Yeah, just put him up, like let people see him.
But don't you think if the government's looking for a giraffe, they're gonna
How would they know?
go to
though?
the zoos and check out all the giraffes?
How many giraffes are? How many? Let me look that up. How many giraffes do you think exist in zoos in the U.S.?
There's always at least like 3
That's a good
of them,
question.
right? I'm just totally making that up.
My guess would be like a
How many?
few hundred.
This is as of 2020. There are at least 579 captive giraffes at 103 zoos throughout North America.
Oh,
And more than
sometimes
800
zoos
in
make
Europe.
me sad, but
In Europe.
good zoos are good, but bad zoos are bad.
Bad.
God, I'm trying to think of something, and I don't know.
I know.
Like, you have to hide a giraffe from the government.
Maybe each. I don't
Is it
know what I
bad?
would
Like
do
my
during-
first instinct was a boat. Like, why would I put but like Noah's Ark? Like, I'm like, why would I?
You would-
A yacht?
But then I could, yeah, like a really big boat.
That would
really
be-
big yacht.
But then that wouldn't work for a giraffe.
What about?
Have to be on land.
I'm thinking like during the week might be hard, but like every weekend you just take it to a new kid's birthday party.
You know how big giraffes are?
Yeah, no,
You
that's
can't just like you can't just be like, let's get in the car and go. Like,
come on, buddy, jump in the back seat.
like honestly, how do you transport giraffes?
I guess you
A
have to
U-Haul?
get like a very big,
It's like, how tall is a giraffe? Like,
very tall. They differ in size. We saw giraffes when we were at the San Diego Zoo.
a male giraffe is 16 to 19 feet. Like, That's
Custom
insane.
made. They are obviously transported some way, so there has
they're
to
probably
be
like injected and like put to sleep and then like laid down, if I had to guess.
I think a zoo is a good answer. Next question. If you walked out of Target and realized you accidentally stole something, how expensive would the item have to be to return it? For me, doesn't matter the price, I'm returning it immediately. That stuff.
Wait, how do you accidentally steal something?
Like say you pick something up and you didn't realize, you put it in your cart, you didn't realize, and you're walking out. That happened to me when I was a kid, and then my mom took me back inside to return it.
What's like the most expensive thing?
I would say like anything more than like $10. Like if I accidentally drop like a nail polish or like a lip gloss or something, I'd be like, whatever.
I don't think anything. I think I'm just going.
Going back in?
No, I think I'm just going.
No, he's
leaving.
taking.
You're taking.
Because I'm just like,
okay,
I think
that makes sense.
my philosophy is just like everything evens out. Like I've been like overcharged for things and like whatever. Like
it's just your way of the universe saying,
like hey, like
justice.
I didn't do this on purpose, but like what? Like it's Target. It's a huge corporation. Like I'm not. If it was someone's like, if it was a little shop. Sure. But.
For me, I just like karma. I would be like, oh my God, I accidentally stole something and then realized I stole and then I didn't go pay for it. That's awful.
Yeah.
But it's really not
I
that.
get what you're saying. Any like little thing, I don't think it would bother me that much. But
it's
if
like
it was
giant
like a
TV. Oh my God.
it was a
how did
bigger
I?
thing.
Have you ever stolen something?
Or a more expensive thing.
I think I've told you before, but when I was like really little, I wanted like these stickers. I was just in like a CVS or something, and I was already getting a book. And I just put them into the middle of the book, and then my parents found out, and they made me
devious
come back and
that is devious.
I don't remember stealing anything.
Do you count Chipotle water cups putting soda in it? Because I've done that a million times. Then.
No, I don't count that. I do not count that.
Like going into a store and stealing something. No, I never have.
No.
I don't know. I don't think so. Like, but my memory is not good. Like, it's really not. And I think I've been thinking about it more as I'm reading Prince Harry's book. Like, he's writing about his teenage years, and some stuff is spotty for him. And like, there's been fact checkers who are like, he was wrong about this. He was wrong about this. He was wrong about this. It's like, well, maybe he just remembers it wrong. You know, I think back to certain times, and I can't remember anything specific.
Have you ever dined and dashed?
No.
Like vague, like major stuff, but like specific stuff I cannot remember. Like I want to say I have a thought of like maybe being in Martha's Vineyard or something, and like one of the little just arcade, little like shops, like throwing a piece of gum or something in my bag, but I don't know.
I've never stolen anything.
I don't think so.
And I have an impeccable memory.
Yeah.
It actually scares me how detail oriented my memory is. It actually
really
makes me
bad.
mad. Like sometimes I'm like, you don't need to remember every detail about everything. You don't.
Yeah.
Because then when you bring up, I have this problem where I'll bring up stories to people and then they don't remember.
Yeah.
And I seem like a liar. Because I'm like, you don't remember this? Happens with my family all the time. I bring up a story. That never happened. I'm like, no, it did happen. Unless I have a crazy imagination, I'm telling you this happened. Okay, last question. What's a job that you just know you would be great at even though you have no experience at all?
A job that I would be great at that I have no
For me, I'm going
experience at all.
sales.
But it's like I feel like that's so general.
Like sales.
Like car salesman.
Here.
Sales here?
Sales at Barstool Sports.
Upstairs? Like selling ad reads?
Yeah, I think if I got on the phone, I'd fucking sell.
Yeah. You should do that for us.
I'd like to think.
Friend, you don't have anything? Teacher?
I don't think I would be a great teacher.
Like you're talking about like tomorrow. Like I don't get to like study up like learn.
No, yeah, you just know you'd be great at it. You pick it up, you'd be great at it.
I think maybe like
Retail?
maybe like owning a bookstore. Not owning a bookstore, but like running a bookstore. Spent a lot of time
Barnes and Noble?
No, like
working at Barnes
like an
and
independent bookstore, like my own.
Okay.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in bookstores where I feel like
you would know.
Keep one in tip-top shape.
I think I would be an amazing restaurant owner.
That's a good one.
I went to a restaurant last night.
That shit is so hard though.
Food was really good. Okay?
Owning owning any business
Right,
is
it's
so hard. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I would be. I'm confident in saying like I know I would be good at that right away.
Creative director for the restaurant, then. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, picking out what's on the menu, because I went to an amazing
food curator.
Yes, I went to a restaurant last night where the food was amazing, but the bread that they gave first was god awful. Like to the thought where you say, who thinks this is good bread to serve?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Way too hard, not warm.
Maybe you got a bad batch.
Not giving butter. You know, you're just giving this like oil with basil in it. I want oil and vinegar or butter. Give me both options.
I love bread before dinner.
No, of course, but this bread was so fucking awful. And it's like, this restaurant's so good, but your bread is so bad. Why not just get good bread? Warm, soft, good bread. Is bread that hard?
I don't think so.
Just,
I don't know. That's where the question loses me, because I'm like, I don't know if I can confidently be like, I would be so good at that.
Well, then maybe you need to work on your confidence.
I've always said that, like, when I just fantasize about.
No, it's not even that. That's like just that shit is so
any
hard.
job in the world. Any job in the world.
I've told you I fantasize about being a fisherman, but I don't know if I'd be good at it.
Yeah. Dog walker. I would be a phenomenal dog walker.
Would you though? Like,
yes.
Like, but I'm just saying, like, how much goes into being a good dog walker?
Loving dogs, walking for long times.
Like, how many dogs could you walk at once?
How many you can walk at once, I guess maybe is a skill on there.
Yeah, I guess.
Having a good relationship with dogs trusting you.
For some reason, the first thing that popped in my mind when you said that was, like, working in a deli. But I don't really, like, make food, so, like... Although,
yeah.
The deli that I, like, go to all the time, my favorite deli, right by where I live, I went in there the other day, and it was this new guy, and I could tell, like, when I told him the sandwich I wanted, which is on the, it's not like I'm making a crazy sandwich, he, like, started scrambling, like, looking at the, like, ingredients. He called, like, FaceTime someone else trying to help him. It took him, like, 20 minutes.
He's new,
but it was, like, embarrassing. Like, the other guy, the cashier, was like, oh, this is, there's no one else in the whole deli. And then I came back yesterday and stood there, and he didn't, like, acknowledge me for 3 minutes, and I walked out. And I think I might be done with that deli now.
Don't give up on him so fast. It's a new job.
I guess, but...
It's okay.
But in my mind, I'm like, I could do that.
It was any job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I have to say for this intro. Although I had a thought last night.
Those are good questions.
When I was going to bed, and I made a video about this. Do you remember learning about the 7 deadly sins in Catholic school?
Mm-hmm.
How were you taught about gluttony?
Can't remember.
The only reason I know him is from the movie 7.
No, I kid you not. This is where my memory problems come in.
Really?
I know we learned about it, but
I was thinking last night.
I can't think of an example.
But
also, like, I saw your video, so your example is in my head.
I was like, that is insane to think about. Like, I remember this so specifically, where when we were taught about gluttony, it was like wanting, like, more food. Like, it was always about food. Like, you should only have 1 or 2 slices of pizza. Like,
I feel like we just taught that is just overindulging in, like, anything.
We taught that was a sin. Like, I was going to the priest and being like, I ate too much. Like, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Did you go to confession as a kid?
Yeah,
obviously.
We had to,
but
not that often.
And no, you never obviously have done confession. So basically, you go in.
No, I know what it is, but
and
I would probably lie if I.
So I was thinking about how
overindulgence or overconsumption of food, drink, or wealth items,
you ever just
particularly as status symbols,
and be like, I didn't do anything bad this week.
No, I always.
It's like if your excessive desire, it says in Christianity, I'm Catholic, but in Christianity is considered a sin if the excessive desire for food causes it to be withheld from the needy.
Oh, yeah. So you're like being selfish.
Right.
More selfish.
Yeah.
I would go into confession, and the things I would just make up, like I'd be like, I like, fought with my brother and sister. And like I'd go in there and be like, Lord, forgive me. Like, I fought with my brother and sister this week. Or like I didn't clean my room. Like, I always lied all the time in confession, and they would be like, all right, go back to your seat and say 3 Hail Marys.
100% lied in confession all the time.
Which forgive you.
Hilarious, because it's like, you're supposed to go in there and say you lied about other stuff, but I would lie about...
What would a priest do?
I would lie about anything just to come up with something.
And then I would throw in a generic like I lied.
Yeah.
So that it can like be lumped in with like me lying
What about
right
like
now.
you're like, yeah, you're lying right now.
Yeah. No, but it was always the same thing over and over again. Go back to your seat and
they
say
say
the
the
Our
same
Father.
thing. There's never like there's never feedback. There was ever like, just give me more details.
What would they say if you're like, no, didn't do anything bad this week? Like had nothing.
No,
for you.
you'd have to make something up.
You have to make something.
That's
That's
why
what
I'm
I'm
saying
saying.
you lying.
That's why
That's
we're
why there were
saying-
lies. That would happen when I couldn't think of anything. I'd be like, oh, I said something to like I lied to my mom or something, like which was a lie.
Yeah.
Like what if you said like, yeah, like I punched this kid in the face. Like if you did something really bad, they wouldn't be like. They'd just be like, okay, you're forgiven. Like no matter what you say.
I don't know what the grounds are for that.
It's like, what if you like killed someone and you
I
told them?
don't think that they can say anything.
So if you said I murdered someone this week, they can't do anything. And
Technically,
I'm gonna
no.
I'm gonna murder another person this week. Just wanted to let you know.
You're getting too specific, and I don't even want to think about it because I am not sure. I'm sure a murderer has gone to a priest before and has said, I
Under
murdered
Roman
somebody.
Catholic law, it is forbidden for a priest to disclose information under any circumstances obtained in the form of religious confession.
That's sorry, but
if
that's
a priest
insane.
breaks what's called the sacred seal of confession, he will be subject to excommunication from the church.
I would be like, hey priest, what have you done wrong this week? I want to hear what you've done.
I'm not saying that the system works, but
I mean, that's
how
like a
it
therapy.
is.
That's like it should be like therapy, where it's like if you think that if people are in danger because of this guy, like you should say something. Like
I'm sure there have been cases where.
But isn't there also doctor-patient confidentiality
yeah, but
with
it's,
the therapist?
no, but if you say, I'm pretty sure if you tell your therapist that you killed someone, they're allowed. You're a criminal. Like you can go.
You sure?
There's all these different rules when it comes to therapy.
What was the show we just watched? The Patient. I feel like that was all like talked about in that show.
Well, he kept saying like, just let me out and I won't say anything.
I think he said like as long as you don't do it again, like as long as you're not going to kill again, like I don't know.
There's a lot of different rules when it comes to that. I wasn't trying to get that deep. It was more like a lighthearted, funny thing I was bringing up.
A therapist must tell law enforcement about a potential future crime.
Future. So as long as it happened already, I guess.
Yeah, much more of a gray area when it comes to therapy, I think.
The priest is like, you killed someone, just go back to your seat, say an Our Father, and you're good.
You're forgiven.
You're forgiven. All right, let's get in.
That is wild. Oh, I wanted to share. I texted you this, but it was cracking me up because I was thinking about it all day yesterday. That it's just like so ridiculous. But I am like TikTok has infiltrated my brain completely. And I think I have to stop watching TikTok before I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday night, I had a dream that I was in my hometown that I never go to anymore. And I was walking down Main Street and they had all these different stores. And I walked in this like new boutique, so cute. And I'm trying on clothes and the owner's there. She's helping me. We're going through all this stuff. I'm like, I wanted like a treat myself gift. And she goes, oh, I have all this stuff in the back that's like amazing with these vintage like designer stuff. She pulls out this bag and there's like bags inside some bags. And there's this like, it doesn't even exist. Like, I don't think this even is an item that exists in the world, but it was like this Chanel like travel bag. It was so cool. And it's like, there was like, I need to have this. Boom, like Kool-Aid Man through the door comes two influencers, like New York City influencers that are like, I need that bag.
We're better influencers.
And they're like, we're fighting over the bag. Like, they're like, oh my God, this is the bag I've been looking for. Like, I need this bag. I'm like, what? Like, I just picked it out. I'm buying this. They're like, no, you're not. I'm buying this bag. And I woke up and was like, Jesus Christ. Like the amount
I gotta log off.
The amount of TikToks where people are showing off their designer goods or like whatever, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore.
Gotta limit the screen time. It's too much.
I was like,
They can't be infiltrating your dreams.
They can't be infiltrating my dreams. I can't be fighting with them over vintage Chanel traveler bags in that don't exist. Dream that don't exist.
And you know what? They would win. They would beat you up.
And you know what's funny? To be completely honest, I can picture the bag in my head from the dream, and it was like ugly. Like it was not a good looking bag, but in my dream, it was like, to die for.
That happens with designer bags, though. A lot of times you see them and you're like, that's not even
like
cute.
Thinking about it, it was just like not. It was gaudy. Like it was yellow. It was like so not cute.
Yeah, perfect for you.
But in the dream, everyone was like, oh my, I've been looking for that for years.
Well, who won?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I did.
Good people come out
took
on
him
top.
down.
Yeah, I'm glad. In real life, I think they would get it.
It was just absolutely preposterous.
That's
and
funny.
I will have to limit my scrolling before I go to bed for sure.
You're going to have to do like a little time in between, like an hour.
Yes, I got to do something.
Right.
But yeah.
All right, let's get into the rest of today's episode. We're going to be talking about the weekly watch report, what we watched this week, Golden Globes recap, and a great interview with Storm Reid. So let's get into the weekly watch report. Welcome back to the weekly watch report, where we go over all the things we watched this week. Let's get into it, folks.
Rhea, you want to go first? It's a groundbreaking list that you have.
I didn't watch a single thing.
We talked about this for maybe like 5 minutes before we started recording. We went through every single day of the week, and Noah and I were like, nothing, not one thing.
I replayed everything I did.
Yeah.
Every single day of the week from last week.
The only thing you watched was the Golden Globes. Correct.
And the only thing I watched was Golden Globes. And I'm sorry if people think that's like me not doing my job or something, but it's not.
No.
Like I just really did
You were
not
busy.
have any time to watch.
You had a busy week.
Was the TV on in the background at some point? Yes. But
Yeah.
I am not counting cable television as anything I deliberately
like
sat
when you
down
throw
and
on an
watched.
episode of Friends on Nickelodeon at 11
Right,
p.m.
like
that doesn't
TBS,
count.
Friends is on in the background, or Seinfeld. Like, I'm not counting that.
That's fair.
And so I literally did not watch a single thing. I promise you guys, I went through every single day of the week, recounted every single thing that I did, step by step, and there is nothing I could put on this list. So therefore, we're going to move on from me. And that's why my graphic is never shown first when it's posted. Just saying.
That's not true. It's been shown first. I usually go by who has. I never put myself or.
No, you put
been
yourself.
first.
No, but I usually try to
But you
go
go
with
by
whoever has
who
the
has
longest.
the most stuff.
Yeah, who has the
Yeah.
most.
Okay, this past week I watched 2 movies and then my usuals, I would say, my week to weeks. I watched The Menu, which I know you both have seen.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. It was weird. It was weird. But like it was a good movie.
That was very entertaining.
I thought it was very well acted. The story itself was very bizarre, but
I know people were
Ray
hoping
Fiennes
for
was really good. Although sometimes in roles like that, with the way he was talking, I was like, this is Voldemort. Like there were moments in the way where he was speaking where I was like, he sounds like Voldemort right now.
I didn't think that at all.
Yeah, there's multiple instances where I thought that. Anya Taylor-Joy is fantastic. You guys know I fucking love Nicholas Hoult. I thought he was great as well. It was very well acted, but the story itself I didn't love because I was like, I understood it, but it was like, eh.
I think I've heard multiple people say they wanted more of a twist, but at the end. But
yeah. I kind of understand that too, where it was like I thought something else was going to happen instead of just what was meant to happen.
But that was kind of like the show The Undoing, that I ended up liking the ending because it was like, oh, who you thought did it.
Right.
Like there was no surprise.
Yeah.
Like that was just straight up what happened.
I would give The Menu a B+.
Okay.
I would say I'd give that a B+. And then I watched a movie I've never seen before. Older movie. I'd never seen High Fidelity, the movie.
Oh, great movie.
And I'll be honest, I never knew that was the connection to High Fidelity, the TV show that you loved that got canceled.
Oh, High Fidelity, yes.
The Zoe Kravitz
Wait,
one.
did you ever
yes.
watch the show?
No, I never watched the show, but I know you
Yeah.
have spoken about it many times that you were sad it got
Yeah.
canceled. And I'm watching the movie and I'm like, oh, Lisa Bonet's in this. And then I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, that's why Zoe Kravitz did it.
Yeah, that's why she did it. Yeah, I mean, it's a full circle moment when I made that connection.
But yeah, movie's classic.
Yeah, the movie's definitely. I liked the movie a lot. That's a solid A movie. Like definitely an enjoyable movie. Joe's a big Jack Black guy. You know that.
Yeah.
We love Jack Black, and we were just kind of like scrolling movies, and he was like, we both wanted to find something we had not seen, and he was like, I actually have never seen High Fidelity either, and it's supposed to be one of Jack Black's like greatest roles. So I was like, let's do it.
It's cool. You should watch the show now because it's cool how they like recreated the characters, but kind of more like modern.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why it sucks anytime you hear a show that only went one season.
Yeah,
it's like,
and it's cool because like all the music in the show is like very like they'll play Frank Ocean or just like reference modern.
Okay, and then a bunch of reality TV really that I have finished or picked up on. I finally finished Love Island Australia. I took a break because they kind of lost me. Not lost me, but it's that classic when all the couples are solidified and it's like, oh, nothing dramatic is happening. Those last kind of 6 episodes or so I hadn't kind of put off watching. And I sort of like grazed through them until I watched the end. And I believe the right people won. If you have watched it, I believe the right couple won. Younger season 3 I've been watching. That's a rewatch. Game of Thrones season 2 is a rewatch. I'm watching Special Forces, the reality show.
With Kate Gosselin.
With Kate Gosselin and
Jamie Lynn
Hannah
Spears.
Brown and Jamie Lynn Spears and Dwight Howard and Danny Amendola.
Danny Amendola?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Danny.
Yep.
Come on.
It's
Why is
quite
Danny
a cast.
Amendola doing that
Quite
show?
the cast of characters.
What a fall from grace
am
Danny
enjoying
Amendola
it.
had. Don't you think?
Well, don't cheat on Olivia Culpo.
But remember, he was like so high up there, and then it was just like
yeah. Special
down.
Forces.
Now
on
he's on
Fox.
Special Forces with Kate Gosselin.
Yeah, it's a very interesting cast. Look, anytime you make a celebrity do something that they're not used to or any challenge-based show, I'm going to watch it. I don't even know if grade is applicable here, to be honest, for a show like that. I've only watched the first episode. The second one just came out, but I haven't watched it yet. I'm also up to date on the challenge. This season for me feels like it is moving extremely slow.
It seems that way. It seems like it's been going on.
It's
like
been
a
going
really long
on for a
time.
long time, and I feel like they thought the twists that they planned were better than they actually were. If that makes sense.
Like they were hyped up about some twists.
Yeah,
that ended up being kind of like, okay, that wasn't
like
even
this
that
is
cool.
Ride or Dies, right? So they started off in pairs, and then they did teams, and then they tried to have like a big, teams are over, and like, but people have been sent home. I don't know. I feel like it just would have been better if this past episode, if you're watching right now, hopefully I'm not spoiling anything. If you're watching and you're behind, don't listen to me right now. But if you're up to date, I almost wish like when they decided that it was going to go back to pairs that they just said, now we're going to the finale. Now we're going to the final. And if your ride or die is gone, guess what? You're out. Because TJ's whole thing all season was like, you live or die by your ride or die. And it's like, okay, well, if your ride or die got sent home, sorry, you're out too. And just send everyone to the final now because we're on like episode 15 or 14, 15, somewhere around there where it's like, it's going a long season. They normally have long seasons, but it's been a lot. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City finale. Also another situation, if you haven't watched, don't listen to me talk right now. Jen Shah is just out of her mind. Like, the way this season ended, they ended and then they did like the last 20 minutes of being 3 months later, they're in New York for the trial. And Meredith and Heather are in New York with her. And they're talking about pretrial stuff and what they need to do. And is she nervous? They're like hanging out in the hotel room. Like, just, friends being there for their friend, which is very nice. And then Heather goes to lunch with Lisa. They're back in Salt Lake City after the news came out that she pled guilty. And they're like, what the fuck, man? She fucking pled guilty. This whole season, she's screaming from the rooftops how innocent she is. And she's guilty. And her last
And not only like was she found guilty, she was like, I'm guilty.
Her last, like the last thing she said on camera really was her trying to throw it all on Stuart. To be like, she's talking to Meredith and Heather. She's like, that Stuart really fucked me. Mm-hmm. Like basically like that, but trying to blame it all on Stuart. It's like, yeah, Stuart fucked you because he told the government how involved you were. So Heather has a theory that like Coach Shaw found out what was happening, or like they read all the testimonies and he's a lawyer too, and that he was like, you're toast. Mm-hmm. If you plead not guilty, you're going to jail for way longer than if you just fucking own up to it and go to jail for however long they say. But definitely took everybody by surprise, I would say.
But why were they that surprised? She was clearly guilty.
No, the friends were surprised because I think for months it's like one of their quote unquote best friends
is saying that
over and over and over and over that she's innocent and she's innocent. She didn't do anything and she didn't know and she didn't know. And then she pleads guilty and the documents they can read everything and they're like, she just was fucking lying the whole time.
It's fucked up.
Crazy stuff.
The longest sentence for a Real Housewife.
Yep. I know Andy was saying on his radio show this week that he was really hoping to do some kind of like sit down interview with her or conversation, like one-on-one. I don't know if they were able to make that happen or not.
Yeah, are you allowed to do that if you're going to jail?
I think she can do anything. Not anything, but like she's a free person still right now until she has to
I don't get how
turn
that
herself
works.
over.
Why doesn't it
next
just
month.
start now?
I don't know, but I don't know the reasons, but I'm sure it has to do with like the policies of these prisons and capacity and moving people in and out and finding spots for people, things like that.
Weird.
That would be my guess.
But
I also don't know.
My prison guy got taken off of TikTok, and I'm fucking distraught about it.
His whole account's gone?
Yeah, Bag a Day Fendi.
I wonder if TikTok. Yeah, do you think TikTok took him off or like the guards?
I don't know what happened, but his whole account is gone, and
he'll be back.
He had some awesome TikTok. No, but I feel like I'll never find him again.
No.
And he had some awesome.
Also, like, what was he in
TikToks.
jail for?
No, I know. He could be a bad guy.
Yeah,
he could be
a real bad guy.
Him and his buddy could be some bad guys.
Good dancers, bad guys.
They had some good vibes. Yeah, I mean, listen.
Yeah.
If I find out that he did something real bad, I will denounce my like for his TikToks.
So many things.
It could be so many things.
Separate the art from the artist.
But like,
not in this case.
If it's like a drug charge or you know, I could like.
Yeah.
It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
It really depends on what this is.
Yep.
But Bag a Day Fendi's no longer, and his TikTok. It's because his TikTok had like 5 million likes the last time I saw it.
Yeah, crazy.
That's not 5 million views. That's 5 million likes he had.
Maybe it came down from the big bad TikTok. Like
no, because prison TikTok is still a thing. Like people still post from prison. But like I think that his
got people report it.
I think his got so popular that he must have gotten. I was like,
that's
damn.
what I'm saying. Like if people reported him, or
I was like,
because it was so popular.
I saw it. Said, damn, I got booked for longer. I think for having a TikTok. No. Like he was about to be out soon.
Was he?
He said something like that.
Oh.
You really knew this guy.
I watched all of his TikToks after I found that one.
Yeah.
I watched all of his TikToks, and then he said like, it's really fucked up. Like, you know, now people are there for him because his TikTok was blowing up, but like not when he needed $50.
Right. Damn.
It's fucked up.
Damn,
so maybe he stole.
It is. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Right.
What this guy did. And so I'm going to stop talking about him just in case he did something really bad.
Yeah. Well, Jen Shaw definitely did something really bad, and she is going to prison, but it was more of a...
But Jen Shaw did something really bad that is like, if I saw her making prison TikToks, I would still watch them.
Well, if she had her phone, I'm sure, I think she's going to be in like a...
No, but I'm saying like she didn't do something where like...
Where do you draw the line on whose TikToks you would or would not watch? Murderers,
rapists,
pedophiles,
all of those people.
You're not watching?
I am not watching their TikToks.
But if you're stealing all Granny's money, you're watching.
Like that, like that's awful. It's really bad. But say I find out that this guy that I saw his TikTok was going viral, right?
Yeah.
And
now, what if he what if
he robbed his grandma?
No. What if he was like, it was like a robbery at gunpoint?
I don't care about that. If you didn't kill anyone.
Well, no. Robbery at gunpoint where he was like, he threatened to.
No, I mean, like, obviously you should go to jail, but maybe he's a changed guy now. Like, he didn't hurt anyone.
No, I can't get on board with, like, you put a gun to someone's head and tried robbing them. I can't get on board with that. No. But if he robbed somebody and he had no gun on him.
Maybe the gun wasn't loaded. Maybe he was just never had the intent to kill.
We're on a slippery slope.
Once you are
folks.
threatening to physically hurt somebody in any capacity, I'm out.
Yeah.
Jen Shaw.
But how else are you going to rob?
Taxes.
Rhea would like to only watch white collar crime TikToks.
Yeah, like keep it clean if you're gonna be on TikTok.
People who don't pay their taxes, wire fraud, money laundering,
things like that. Like they're bad things that you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, they're bad. They're not great people.
Like, arguably worse. Like you're
then
rapists, murderers, and pedophiles.
No, I didn't say that. I was saying like
then robbing someone at gunpoint, sticking a gun to their head. You think that's worse?
If you didn't kill anyone.
You threatened to kill someone. But you had a gun to their head.
If you're like Bernie Madoff, you're ruining people's lives. Like so many people, like you're ruining their lives.
Well,
you're just taking like, hey, give me $100 out of your wallet.
Jordan Belfort, he like goes on podcasts and stuff. People watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
comparing it to. I mean, Bernie is the top of the top when it comes to white collar.
But even
crime,
what's this guy, the FTX guy? Like, there's people like this all the time. Like, you know.
Yeah,
I don't approve of any crime. Okay, I think this turned into a conversation where it seems like I approve of crime, and I don't. I just thought that this guy's TikToks
just wanted to say that
were
he got
really
his TikToks taken away
really entertaining, and then
way.
I did have the moral compass in me saying he's in jail, Rhea. You're really enjoying this guy's TikToks, but he's in jail. He did something wrong. But then the other part of me was like, what
did you ever watch that movie I told you to watch 100 times about the guy from Game of Thrones?
With Jamie Lannister?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
What's it called? It's called I forget what it's called. It'll scare you.
I don't even know what movie you're talking about.
I wanted on record. I think what Jen Shaw did was horrible. Yes. Okay.
No, you have stated that before. So
like I just don't want people getting confused that I think crime is fine.
No.
I don't think crime's okay.
No.
But not. If you're gonna be dancing like this guy on TikTok and you didn't do anything that bad, I'll enjoy the TikTok.
It was more to me about just the phone in general. Like that was fascinating to me, just as a whole. Like where did that phone come from?
Shot Caller.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Shot Caller.
And it'll make you never want to go to jail.
I don't want to go to jail at all.
No. But that was the end of Salt Lake. That was the end of Salt Lake City. The reunion without Jen is in next week or 2 weeks or sometime soon. But Jen did not film the reunion, so
makes sense.
It does make sense after what happened, which is why I think Andy wanted to sit down with her. So I don't know if that happened or not. That's all I watched. Like I said, I think you can include maybe on the bottom of my report card the things I watched, but they don't deserve a grade.
Yeah,
like they're not grade worthy. One episode of Special Forces and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and multiple rewatches. So
okay, I don't have that much on this week. I watched this movie on Amazon Prime called The Choice. Came out in 2016, rom-com.
Noah, you truly find like you are the human Netflix button of like play anything.
It was bad. Also, Alexandra Daddario's just randomly in it for like a little bit. Like she had such a tiny role, it didn't really make sense. It was pretty bad, insanely corny. I'll give it a D+. But not all. Like I watched the whole thing. I didn't turn it off.
Oh. This was a Nicholas Sparks book.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was. There were some points where I'm like, oh my, this is so corny. But I'll give that a D+.
Okay.
I also just checked this on 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. I watched this movie called In a Relationship.
So I have a question. Do you ever check that stuff before you click play?
The rating?
Yeah, like if you saw 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, would that be like would that deter you from putting on the movie?
No, because I'm not looking for like a great movie. I'm looking for like just an easy watch.
Let me tell you something. We're going on multiple weeks now of you just talking about watching terrible movies.
Yeah, but there are
You're
such
not
things
giving
as like
any recommendations
bad
to people.
good, bad good.
And it's putting me to sleep.
I watched this movie In a Relationship.
I watched this movie. It was terrible. I
watched this one. It was pretty bad.
also terrible. I watched this movie from 2004. Also terrible.
No. In a Relationship.
Kidding.
This movie I actually did enjoy. It's Emma Roberts and the actor in it. This guy Michael, and I don't know how to say his last name, but he was in a show I liked.
From Sky High.
Oh, he was in I'm Dying Up Here, which you still
The
never
guy
watched.
from if our listeners will know, the main guy from Sky High.
Scott.
Okay, but I actually thought this was pretty good.
In a
it was
relationship.
I'll give it a C+, but
so good.
I'm
what
also
a good movie.
I'm also trying to like
C+. I really
I'm
thought
trying
it was
to
a good film.
perfect my scores more, where like I don't want to give something a high, because I'm like, if I gave that like a B, then like
super fair.
So like
super fair.
just because I give it a C+ doesn't mean I'm not saying you should watch. I think it's a good movie. Like I enjoyed it.
I mean, a C+ is
It's pretty good.
like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say what's a C+?
Like I
It's
mean,
normally a C+ is
78.
normally a 77 to 79.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
I mean, if you gave a movie a 77 out of 100, like that's a good score.
yeah. I mean that's pretty high.
Tell it to my parents when I was in school.
Yes. Yeah.
If you think about it, that's not that bad.
I did watch I did watch an actually good movie that I've never seen. The Color of Money. Martin Scorsese, Paul Newman, Tom Cruise. It's about pool.
Never seen it.
Old movie, 1986.
Very good. Very good. I'll give that a B+. That's like technically like a sequel to an earlier movie that people say is better from like the 60s, but
Young Tom Cruise.
young Tom Cruise, and of course Tom Cruise. If you like look, I've seen the behind the scenes of this where he like actually spent hours a day to learn how to play pool like very well, so he could do these like crazy shots.
Of course he did. He's out of his mind. Did you guys see the videos of him filming the new Mission Impossible? He was driving a motorcycle just off the side of a cliff.
Yeah, I did see that.
He did multiple takes. Like he himself is on this motorcycle just going off the side of a cliff.
He's 60, isn't
yeah.
he? Like,
oh yeah.
That's insane.
Oh yeah.
Imagine your dad doing that, because that's what it is.
Yeah, it's
He's 60 exactly. It's absolutely insane. The shit he does still is absolutely insane.
And then I watched the final 3 episodes of Fleischman is in Trouble. And I actually thought it got way better. I thought it was very weird to start. I didn't know about it, and then I'll give the final 3 a B+. I thought it got better.
Yeah.
And then I watched last night the final thing, Andrew Santino's special
How
cheeseburger.
was it good?
Which the only thing is yes, it was very good. And Trent weirdly just texted me, "Have you watched it?" 'Cause we're both like big Santino fans.
Noah's a stan.
Yeah. He's my favorite comedian. But I saw him in New York last year, so I knew that it was going to be a lot of stuff that I've already seen. So pretty much the entire thing I had already seen. But yeah, I would give that an A. Like I'm
gonna watch it.
It's very funny.
I'm gonna watch it too. I kind of need new. I know new stuff is coming out, but I feel like I actually kind of need new show recommendations of like scripted shows. Yeah. I always have my reality TV, but I feel like towards the end of the year, a lot of stuff wrapped up. Limited series,
Hacks.
new stuff. Oh, I have never watched Hacks.
I love Hacks.
Yeah.
Watch Hacks.
Yeah, that's a good one. Maybe I'll start Hacks. Like something like that. Yeah.
Okay,
right.
but yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Good stuff.
Golden Globes were Tuesday night. Interesting night to pick. out of the week, but I think that it worked out.
I
liked it. I thought it was entertaining.
Give it to me on a Tuesday, on like a random Tuesday night over a Sunday night when there's a lot of other stuff on.
Right. I enjoyed this Golden Globes. I don't know why. I watched the whole thing. Usually I'm tuning out halfway through an award show, but I think that comes with the Will Smith thing where like now you don't want to be the one to miss the biggest moment of the year. And so I thought that this Golden Globes was entertaining also because they got straight to the point with the awards, right?
Yeah.
Like it was like the big awards. They skipped all the awards that, you know, not that no one cares about because of course people need to be celebrated, but they got to the big awards and, you know, there were good people in attendance, funny people.
Good crowd.
Wrote some standout things down. Obviously all the big things. Eddie Murphy's speech, which was incredible.
Good speech. Which was, we all said we were kind of confused at first. It was like, Eddie Murphy's, we were like, what's he doing up there?
When Tracy Morgan and Jamie Lee Curtis were on stage introducing Eddie Murphy, when it would pan to him,
he didn't look very excited.
He wasn't laughing very much. Then he got on stage and was like really quiet, and I was like, what happened to Eddie Murphy? It's like, Eddie Murphy. What happened?
Right, crack a smile.
Yeah, it just seemed like he wasn't.
He was probably just thinking about like
how he was gonna land that last punchline.
Yeah.
And so he got up there. He did the whole 3 things to live by. Pay your taxes. Very important. We say that all the time on this podcast. Just pay your taxes, mind your business, and then keep Will Smith.
You ruined it for me kind of because I'm watching on YouTube TV, so I'm like on a delay. And you were texting us like, he's not, like, what happened to Eddie Murphy? And then you said, oh, he's back. And it hadn't happened yet. So I'm like, oh, like, there's something coming now.
It was so good, though.
I do that, too. I realized that, too, where I just deliberately, like, opened, like, when Rhea would text the group, I'd wait a minute and then look.
Yeah,
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
I was just texting as my thoughts were coming out, and I apologize,
as you should,
guys.
Well, you have cable.
Yes, but
so you were.
I was a little ahead.
You were not even ahead. You were right on time.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy, like that was just great.
Yeah,
because he was quiet and then landed a perfect joke. The crowd erupted. Mike White's speech from winning White Lotus. He was drunk and also threw shade at every single person in the room, saying they all passed on the White Lotus.
Phenomenal.
And you can tell his face after was like, oh, fuck, I just said that. But he was like, this is really gratifying. But I also think he's the kind of guy, because I watched him on Survivor, that it was kind of like he thought, oh, fuck, I just said that. But at the same time, he doesn't give a fuck that he just said that as well. Like, he knows he's really good at what he does. Yeah. And he knows how good the White Lotus is. So he's like, you know what? You did all pass.
I agree.
Same thing with Jennifer Coolidge and her speech, where she just...
Jennifer Coolidge could have stood on stage the entire 3 hours and spoke and gave out awards to other people. And I would have been so glued. Like, she presented and then she won, and both times it was laugh out loud funny.
She is so intentionally funny, but also unintentionally. Like, she has really good jokes, but then her whole demeanor is really funny.
Did you see the dolphin thing afterwards?
Oh my God. So, and the interviewers were so confused. Like, I'm like, how do you not know Jennifer Coolidge that you didn't know how to respond to that?
Yeah.
Not even how don't you know how to respond to that, but laugh or whatever. Like, they were like, what, a dolphin?
And she won that Golden Globe when she put that thing on the ground too. She's like, let me just put this down for a second. Also, like, Colin Farrell grabbing her hand and helping her up. Like, it was just, it was every part of Jennifer Coolidge's speech and talking
her being
about
like, no one invited her to parties or anything until now.
Yeah.
She's
my neighbors
like,
talked to me
when I was younger and you had these big dreams. Like, I thought I was gonna be the Queen of Monaco. Like, somebody else has that now. But
she is so good and so funny,
so good,
and has had some iconic roles.
I know, and I love that she just knows, like, she knows what she's done work-wise in her past, and like, she loves it and acknowledges it. Like, even just mentioning, like, however many American pies they want to do, she's like, I'll do it. Like, she's game, I feel like, for anything, which is so great. And it was just so fun. And even her bit about, like, going back and forth on the phone about not wanting to present because the teleprompter and it was all very, very funny.
Very funny. I didn't know Colin Farrell had an accent.
What?
That one I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding. She goes, Colin Farrell has an accent. She says, you didn't see her text in the group? I was like, oh, he's like one of the biggest Irish dudes there are.
I love Colin Farrell. I actually realized that I don't think I've seen many Colin Farrell films. I have just know the name Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And I did not know he had an accent.
You got to watch Banshees. It's all obviously
It's
in
the
Ireland.
same when I figured out that Christian Bale had an accent. I was like, what the fuck? The amount of actors I find out they have accents at award shows, it really threw me by surprise. And then I realized, wait, I haven't seen that many movies with Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And I just knew the name. I didn't know he had an accent.
Super Irish.
Super Irish. Austin Butler won for Elvis.
He did.
And this man,
I'm happy for
His
him.
voice is.
he is so Elvis still.
It's kind of getting
I
worse.
was cracking up. I was happy for him that he won.
I just respect it at this
It
point. Like
bothers me.
he's changed. That's all. Like this is him now.
He is Elvis.
Yeah,
We have
like,
said it
this
many
is him
times.
now.
He is Elvis. And so I was so happy he won because I thought he did an amazing job as Elvis. The movie, not like I wasn't obsessed with the movie, but
Yeah.
him as Elvis was really good. But now all these videos are coming out, right? And Austin Butler keeps finding himself in these holes where it's like, all right, the voice thing. Now it's the Vanessa Hudgens story that Vanessa Hudgens has told this story before.
Yeah.
Where she said that she was in the car with Austin Butler, and Austin Butler, there was an Elvis song on the radio. Austin Butler was singing the Elvis song. And Vanessa Hudgens was like, babe, you gotta play Elvis.
We got to find a way.
We got to find it. And Austin Butler thought that's ridiculous. And Vanessa Hudgens put it out there in the world for him.
Yeah.
Austin Butler goes and tells this story, but he just calls Vanessa. He says, I was in the car with a friend.
Yeah.
And my friend turned to me.
And there was a whole second part too. And then it was like, oh, they were at home and he was, singing and playing the piano or something because Vanessa Hudgens and talking to Ryan Seacrest was like, he's a musician. Like he was playing, started singing Elvis or something. And she was like, we really need to get you to do Elvis. Like we got to find something.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, and a month later we saw that Baz was doing Elvis. And he says basically this entire story back to these. It was like a actors.
It was the exact
It was
same
like
story.
an actors roundtable. I
It was
don't.
a
Variety does those, right? Or
It's,
like
Hollywood Reporter.
Hollywood Reporter, where it's like big name actors around. They're all talking together, and he's telling this story to all of them. My friend, he said, my friend.
They
my
dated
friend.
for
And
10
then he
years.
goes, he said,
They dated for 10 years. It wasn't like a 1-2 year relationship,
Yeah.
whatever. 10 years they dated. He could have said, my girlfriend at the time, my ex-girlfriend. I
Yeah,
understand
my
he-
ex, my- yeah.
he has a new girlfriend now and probably wants to be respectful to Kaya.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
he could have even like said her name.
you dated for 10 years
Yeah.
and you said my friend.
But also he said when he was saying about the second part, he's like,
Give
yeah,
her some proper recognition.
the same. He goes the same friend, and he's like, because I usually don't play music in front of my friends. It's like that was your girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
'cause
play
it was your fucking
because it's
girlfriend.
your girlfriend who you lived with.
You know
for
what
10
I-
years. 10
Yeah.
years is a long time.
You know what I don't like though is now because all those videos are coming back and I've seen them on TikTok a ton. Are all the comments being like, he should be with Vanessa, like they're meant to be, like all these things, and like commenting that on shit with him and Kaya, and I'm like, no, they're clearly not meant to be.
If they were meant to be,
Like,
they would have still been together.
They're clearly not meant to be. This dude's calling her his friend in an interview. Like
right.
in that aspect, I was like, no, probably for the best that she moved on, or clearly they both moved on. But that's why, like, that's like one of the hardest things with people who are so obsessed with specific couples.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's over and done with. Like we're
Move on.
past
Move
Austin
along.
Butler and Vanessa Hudgens being a thing. Like,
Also, you don't know what happened in their relationship, so for
Yeah.
you to say that they're meant to be together,
Yeah.
you have no idea.
I know.
It ended
That-
for a reason.
that interview.
No, the best was a girl for Variety, and I don't know if she did it intentionally or by accident. She had to have known.
Had to have been by
Had
accident.
I feel like she
Like-
had. I guess maybe if you're not like super well versed in who
When I
celebrities are
sent that
dating.
video to you, I didn't connect that was her ex. Or his
Yeah,
ex.
I
So-
think that it was a slip of the moment in the mind.
Yeah.
That she just didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah, I mean, the question in its purest form makes sense to ask somebody like, oh, hey, you just played so-and-so. Somebody else is now going to play that character as well. Like, the question makes sense, but because Austin Butler was asked, Jacob Elordi is now playing Elvis for a Sofia Coppola movie. Like, what advice do you have for him or whatever? And Austin was just like, I wish him the best. Haven't talked to him.
You could tell he was kind of like...
Yeah, it was just an abrupt question. And if you don't know, like, Kaya Gerber dated Jacob Elordi for some time.
And they dressed up
as Elvis
and Priscilla for Halloween.
He's got an Elvis fetish.
And now he is playing Elvis in another movie, but just to ask him that question was fairly ruthless.
Austin Butler's like, I wish him the best. He's never going to come back from this.
Yeah,
like, basically, like, I have gone into a dark hole of Elvis, and I'm never coming out. Now Jacob's going to do the same thing.
I hope he doesn't start... He doesn't have to be Elvis for years and years and years. But
I've seen, like, old videos. People show the really old videos where his voice is high, and it's like, obviously he was younger. I saw one on TikTok, like, where his hair is the same. Like, it's not that long ago. His voice was completely different.
He got stuck.
He has
acknowledged the fact that he is stuck.
He was asked so many times on Tuesday night about it.
And he was like, it's like when people go to live in a different country and they pick up the accent. Like, he spent a lot of time playing Elvis. So
I do think that is a fairly good comparison. Like, if I were to go live in Italy for 2+ years and was fluent Italian.
Different language.
I know, but I would come back and my English might have a accent.
I don't think it will.
It happens to people.
It happens to people all the time.
It's not like I don't know. It does happen to people. Have you guys seen
Emily in Paris? Doesn't happen to her.
Well, she speaks English the whole time.
That's a TV show.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, like, once you go back to English, I don't see why. I don't know.
She never. I'm not
I'm saying, like,
I'm not arguing with you about Emily in Paris.
No, I'm saying if you went to Italy and you spoke Italian, when you go back to English, like, I don't see why.
No, but I'm saying
when you're surrounded by people with an accent all the time,
surrounded by people who are speaking that way, or like you are speaking in that way, it's just going to become natural to you. And then you can't go back.
I mean, when I moved back home to Long Island, all of a sudden my Long Island accent got stronger.
Yeah, it did. 100%.
It's just
that's
like,
just more of an accent, not like I just feel like
if you're thinking about
his voice,
training
like,
your voice,
because
he trained his voice for years to sound like something else, and now it's stuck.
Yeah, I'm not that shocked by it. It's just funny. It's just funny to see.
It makes me uncomfortable. Like, I don't know. Like, I respect it.
Doesn't make me uncomfortable at all. I thought what did make me uncomfortable was the Golden Globes producers deciding who they were going to play off and who they weren't. Like, people were up there winning awards. It was crazy the amount of time. Like, some people, Steven Spielberg, let the guy talk for as long as he wants. He doesn't get any music played off. I get it. He's Spielberg, but he like the poor guy who fucking wins like music or whatever, he deserves to get out his thoughts.
Jeremy Allen White got like 1 minute
and thank his family.
No,
but the music starts to play. But what they do is they made it louder and louder. Like, that's just rude for the people who are trying to like get their thank yous out, and it's just louder and louder, and then they start yelling. Like,
it's unfair,
they even did it to Austin Butler too. The music is so loud. It's like, and I want to thank Elvis Presley himself.
And
like,
he was like, and my mom in heaven.
Yeah,
and the music's playing.
Christ.
It was nuts. But Everything Everywhere All at Once had a really big night.
It did. Great. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it.
You got to
yet,
see it.
But a ton of awards were given for that movie, which seemed rightfully so. And Banshees. It seemed
Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary won a ton as well, which is a very funny show.
A lot of good Brad Pitt jokes from everybody. I think everybody went on stage and just Brad Pitt was right in front of them, and it was just like, you have to acknowledge that Brad Pitt's right there.
He's looking good.
Let me tell you,
really good. He died. He looked.
The fact that Brad Pitt is going to be 60 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he looks that good.
Yeah, it's
he is
insane.
Phenomenal looking.
It's
crazy. His haircut.
Yeah, he looks great.
Brad Pitt has gotten better looking with age. It's mind blowing to watch this guy grow up and get consistently better looking.
Quinta Brunson.
He looks so good. I'm sorry. He does. He looks so good.
Quinta Brunson cracked me up when she was like in the middle of her acceptance speech and then was just like, "Hey, Brad Pitt." Like, he's just
it must be insane. Like, if you're up there and you just look down and it's Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, like Steven Spielberg, Quentin Tarantino,
Regina Hall also very funny, came out and did like a little Mrs. Pitt bit.
They got her name wrong.
Yeah, she was making me laugh because then she also accepted the award on Kevin Costner. I think it was Kevin Costner's behalf. And she just couldn't get through like he's sheltering in place in Santa Barbara. Which is, there are some really bad storms in California right now. And like she said, like she was like, it's not funny, but I'm laughing because of the way that it's written, but it's not funny, but it is kind of funny.
I thought everyone who went up there was funny. You know what I saw? I kept getting clips of other award shows. It's actually, and I texted you guys about this, you didn't answer me. It's actually insane that for the Oscars, they announced the wrong Best Picture.
Oh, yeah.
When they did Moonlight and La La Land, and they said La La Land, and everybody got up on stage, and then they were like, actually, Moonlight won. Moonlight, you guys won. We lost.
And he was so mad about it.
I mean, of course, though. Of course you'd be mad. Of course. You just
No, then he goes, it's not a joke. I'm not joking.
It's not a joke. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Come up. Of course he'd be mad, though. He just did a whole speech about how they won, and then it was like, oh no, you got the movie wrong.
Literally
insane that happened. Everything happens at the Oscars. Everything happens at the Oscars.
Crazy shit happens at
but
the
the
Oscars.
Golden Globes, I think, always lines up with like what's going to happen for the Oscars.
And the Golden
Not
Globes,
always.
not
not
always,
always, but it's
Because
usually,
they have weirder categories
Yeah.
in the Golden Globes.
It's usually
I
pretty
actually think
similar.
the
though.
SAG Awards are. I think sometimes the SAG Awards are more similar, or what did they say? The BAFTAs. That the BAFTAs are normally more similar.
But like Austin Butler will probably win the Oscar.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. See, what's different about Golden Globes is they separate it, so it's like you have
what was
musical,
Banshees?
like you get like musical comedy, and then so there's more options.
Because Colin Farrell won for like, what was Banshees listed as?
Well, I think Colin Farrell won supporting.
Oh, he's supporting? Did he?
Oh no, because the guy from Everywhere.
Yeah. He won Best Actor in like probably like I'm not sure if they listed that as a comedy or like Banshees, because Elvis was probably listed as like, or maybe Elvis was musical,
comedy, drama, or no, musical or comedy. I think they.
So that would have been Elvis then.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
that's
then
why
I
it's
guess
so
Banshees,
weird.
they said drama.
And it's the same thing where it's like Fableman's one, but also Banshees one. Like,
Right.
the Fableman should, in my opinion, should not win the Oscar. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, they do best actor. Yeah. Actor in a motion picture drama was Austin Butler. Actor in a motion picture musical or comedy was Colin Farrell.
See, that's insane. Like,
Yeah,
Banshees
like,
is
that
not a
doesn't-
music or comedy. Like,
Yeah,
what?
but I guess it's technical. I guess I don't know. They consider it a comedy.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird. Just that's a funky distinction
think-
for sure. You would think that it would be switched. That would be switched, but that's why like it's
do you think it'll
they
be
give out more awards.
Colin Farrell or Elvis, or Austin Butler
Yeah, I
at
think
the Oscars? Who else is like up? Or
I think Brendan Fraser.
Oh, Brendan
is
Fraser,
being
yeah.
discussed a lot as well.
That would be
but,
awesome.
Yeah, no, those are all good. Literally good things won, I would say. It was a Golden Globes, like people drank. They have House of the Dragon one.
Yeah,
Millie Alcock was drunk. I think everybody thought she was like wasted on stage, but everyone gets a drink at the Golden Globes, which is a lot of fun.
What did you think about Gerard Carmichael?
There were moments I thought he was really good.
Didn't love him.
I didn't like
but it was just like from the start, it seemed like a tough start because it just seemed like nobody was listening to him.
Well,
Like that's hard.
I don't know if it was about no one listening to him. I think that his opening monologue went on a little bit too long about, it not happening last year. And I think that he got his point across.
Yeah.
And that was good. And I think he hit some strong points that were also funny. But then I usually like when the host then like picks on the actors in the audience. Like that's usually funny. Talk about the movies that are nominated.
Yeah.
But his whole monologue was about himself the entire time.
Yeah.
So it was like, of course, touch on that.
Yeah.
But then move along to talking about like the awards and the movies nominated and the actors nominated, TV shows nominated, because they're always incorporated. That
I
just
think
wasn't,
he got
so I think he lost. He started losing people halfway through the monologue, and then I think from that point on, the people that got up on stage were just a lot funnier.
The Scientology joke was just like, I just felt forced.
Some things just fell flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I think he got frustrated too, because I would say maybe the first 3 times they came back from commercial break, he had to like tell everybody to be quiet, which is like.
But also like that's always the Golden Globes. People are drunk. Like
no, I know, but you're not up. The host isn't normally on stage being like, hey, everybody be quiet.
No,
Right,
maybe
but
it's just a
maybe
respect thing.
the thing is like maybe it wasn't his job to do that. I mean, I guess if he's getting up on stage and saying it is, but like, I feel like there should be somebody else out there during commercial break being like, hey guys, remember,
he was gonna go to Brad Pitt. Hey, keep it down.
Yeah.
But Brad Pitt probably
true.
isn't talking in the front row.
Yeah.
You know?
I was, like you said, I was
The
also
TikTokers that were invited in
entertained.
the back.
That's insane. That like,
I was entertained for most of the show, I would say.
Oh, Andrew Garfield, that
his red carpet.
his red carpet thing that everyone's talking about.
With Amelia, the
With
chicken.
the chicken girl.
Yeah. Very funny.
Very funny.
Everyone loves her. Everyone's always flirting with her. It's very funny.
She's very likable.
She's very funny.
That was the most charismatic I think I've ever seen Andrew Garfield.
I wasn't like a huge Andrew Garfield fan, but now I think I am.
She's very charismatic, and I think it brings it out of people.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the banter
Did you
is
see their
always there.
first interaction at like a different record? That one's funny too.
I was not blown away by any fashion.
No.
Like I really wanted to love stuff, and I just
Donald
didn't.
Glover,
like
people said.
No, like even the men. Like I thought Andrew Garfield looked great. Some of the men. You know what was funny? Everybody was like Josh Richards' outfit was very polarizing. I thought he looked good.
It felt a little try hard to me. Like Josh Richards,
Right,
is like there's no way Josh
trying to
Richards.
be. I know. I saw a lot of people saying
picks
he was
out that
trying to be
office.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, like Josh Richards.
Yeah.
You don't.
Well, no, he's not picking that outfit. Someone's putting that
somebody's
in
picking
him.
out for him. But like, I feel like you would pick something that's like more your style. You know what I mean? But maybe you want to step out of the box.
Yeah,
you wanted to have a moment.
Maybe
Josh
it was
Richards
more
wanted
that
to have
I
a
just
moment.
like thought he looked good. Like I thought,
He
like
didn't
he
look
worked
bad.
it.
No,
like
he
I
didn't
thought
look
it
bad.
looked. As far as like the ladies, there wasn't any like crazy yes moment. Margot Robbie has got to stop working with Chanel. They do not give her good dresses on red carpets.
No, she's just so beautiful though.
She's so beautiful. She always looks beautiful, but I hate her dresses. They're so boring. I don't know. Maybe that's what she likes, but every time I just feel like it could be so much better. But no, there was definitely some good stuff from the big stars, but I wasn't blown away with anything, I would say.
I was entertained though, just like in general.
Yeah, I was as well.
I
Like, it
was
wasn't
entertained.
bad.
I liked it. Thought it was good.
I was as well. I think as far as like a return for the Golden Globes, it was probably best case scenario for them, I would think, as far as like how the show went and everything. Reception of it. People were watching, people were talking about it. So all in all, a good show, I think.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by the lovely Storm Reid, actress. She's in the new movie, Missing. We are so excited to have you here today. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
We're so excited to talk to you. We're big fans, and you have this new movie coming out, and watching these, I guess, thriller, edge of the seat, you're on the edge of your seat type movies. How do you feel talking about them? Like, is it hard not to just reveal everything to everyone right off the bat?
Yes, it is very challenging to not let out all the secrets. But I think it helps because I haven't seen the movie like at all. I've seen like bits and pieces here and there, but I haven't seen it yet. So I mean, I'm just, going off of memory and just trying not to give away too much.
How do you plan on seeing the movie? Premiere? Are you planning to watch it with
going
friends?
to see it at the premiere with my family and friends. I usually never do that. I usually, before the premiere of anything, I've seen something at least once, but I've been traveling and it's been so crazy. And then truthfully, I'm just a little nervous. So I think I'm just going to wait till Thursday to see it.
Well, I'm really excited for this movie. I'm seeing it everywhere, like all over social media. I feel like, the promotion for it has been insane. Can you just give a little background info to the people listening on who your character is?
Yeah, so I play June in Missing. June is a young teenage girl who is just trying to figure out life. Her mom, Grace, goes to on a vacation to Colombia with her boyfriend and unfortunately ends up going missing. So June has to jump in and try to find her missing mom through social media. But there's a lot of twists and turns. It's very exhilarating. It's a lot of plot twists. You're never going to know what's happening. You're going to be at the edge of your seat. So it's a fun ride.
This visually looks so different than, some of the other projects that we've seen from you, or just even in general, because you're kind of like living through technology, whether it's on the phone or the computer. Like, that's kind of how you're watching everything. What is that process like filming? Because I'd imagine it's not as maybe like big production. It's a little bit more intimate.
Right. Yes. It was very intimate and very challenging. It was probably the most challenging role that I've ever had because the situation and the circumstances that June is in, it's obviously emotionally very heightened. So you already have to be emotional. Your mom is missing. You don't know what's going on. You're anxious. You're sad. You're feeling all of these emotions, but you are doing this mission through the computer. So you have to pay attention to eye lines. And if I were to get a notification on my computer, my eye line has to go up to the right or to the left. It's just a lot of technical things and aspects that it took a little getting used to. But once I got the hang of it, it was a lot of fun. And I've never done a film like this, like you said. So to, be able to work out and try to, do new skills is good as an actress. So I'm grateful for it.
What was the process for you to be involved in this film? Was it a lot of auditioning? Was the script sent to you? How did you get the part?
The script was sent to me and I fell in love with the script, and I think I had a few meetings with the creative team, and then, the rest is history.
In situations like this, right, you see a cast and, Nia Long is amazing and she plays your mother. But like you said, she is missing. That's the name of the movie. She is missing. And what kind of interaction do you get to have with her while doing this movie? Because, a mother-daughter relationship is very close, but yet you guys are separated and it's only through the computer.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, being able to work with Miss Nia was amazing. She's an icon in her own right. So to be able to just work with somebody that you've watch grow, like growing up, I've watched her, so to be able to work with her was really cool. But I mean, we did have a few scenes where we were together and in each other's presence, and then others obviously we didn't, but I think we tried to support each other even when we weren't on set together, whether it was like our voices or I would stand outside the room where she could hear me and she could kind of feel my presence when we were doing a scene, and vice versa. So I think we tried to make it as comfortable as possible and as realistic as possible and try to create that bond even though we weren't always in the same environment.
Yeah, that's so nice.
With like sort of a dark movie like this, and with Euphoria and other projects you have done, how do you separate yourself from the project when you're done filming and basically stay relaxed, stay in a good mindset?
Yeah, I mean, I think I always try to step into the shoes of my character, and become them and step into their given circumstance. But I think for me as an actress, I can't neglect my own feelings and my own emotions, how I would feel if I was in my character's given circumstance. So I think it's obviously a challenge, or the biggest hurdle that people would have when it comes to being emotional and also trying to like have their emotions in check, is just being your character. And then also when the director calls cut, that like your reality is not your character's reality, and you can go home, you can smile, you could giggle in between takes. It's not that big of a deal because you're still you.
Yeah. And you're a bright light. You've been in so many cool things now, and you're still at such a young age, and you've been acting for what seems like a long time despite your age. When did you really know like acting is what I want to do?
Oh wow. I mean, I've been acting since I was 3, so I've been doing it for a while and it's something that I've always loved. But I think when A Wrinkle in Time came out and I realized the weight that the movie had and the inspiration that young people were feeling, specifically young girls were feeling after seeing A Wrinkle in Time. I think it just solidified that I was doing the right thing and that I'm not just here to act. I'm here to inspire and empower, and my career is bigger than myself. So I think that's what makes acting rewarding, because it not only benefits me and I'm able to like fulfill my passions and my dreams, but people are inspired by me and in the work that I do. And I think that's really cool.
What is a really rewarding character for you look like? Like if you could, write up a dream role for yourself that you would feel really good about and also excited to play, who would that be?
Oh man, I have no idea. I have no idea. Cause there's so many things and so many directions and situations that you could pull from to create a situation or a character or circumstance. But I think I try to be as intentional as possible when it comes to picking the roles that I've been a part of this far. As long as the characters being depicted in the right light and there's a purpose behind what we're doing in the film or the film or the television show, I think that's what's most important to me.
Yeah, we love watching you in Euphoria. Your character Gia is awesome, and the emotion that you have shown through that character and the range, and there's some really, really intense stuff that we have watched you go through on that show. What has that show meant to you? And because I feel like it's really, everybody on that show is blown up so much. What has being a part of that show meant?
Yeah, it's such a blessing to be a part of Euphoria. I think we all knew that it was special and it wasn't like anything else on television, but we didn't know it was going to be quite literally a cultural phenomenon and people are obsessed with it. But again, I think it all goes back to being intentional, and Euphoria tries to be very intentional. And we started the show with a purpose and trying to bridge the disconnect between generations and just trying to let the world know that young people are going through things too. And obviously that has gone in different directions and morphed into different things, but I think the intention is still very much the same, of being purposeful and trying to educate audiences while also being entertaining.
With a show like that, week to week, everybody's on the edge of their seat. They want to know what's happening. They're online. Everyone's throwing out their own theories. People are making up the craziest things. Do you have people in your own life who are trying to get the information out of you of what's going to happen? And how do you keep that to yourself?
I do have a few cousins and a few close friends that are like, so girl, what happened? I'm like, babe, I don't know. I can't tell you. No, I think it's fun though. And it's exciting to see the people around you, especially the people close to you, being invested in something that you're a part of and really wanting to know what's happening, really wanting to know what comes next. And then, I get every day like, when is season 3 coming out? I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I think we do know that you guys are gearing up for that soon, hopefully. What kind of hopes do you have for Gia coming up?
Oh man. I mean, I hope we get to see Gia a little bit more, but I think my overarching hope for Euphoria as a whole, I think would just be in season 3 would be more levity and just a little bit more grace, a little bit more light, a little bit more joy. I think we have gone through the entire spectrum of emotions. So I think we need to, go in with a little light note. Like I would really hope for the Bennett family to just be able to like go and get some ice cream at the local ice cream shop and not scream and yell at each other for once.
That would be nice to see. I think that in the last season, we saw everything that could possibly happen to anybody.
Yeah.
It was just every range of emotion, everything was going on. But I think even when you listen to the other actors that are a part of the show, it seems like you all have your own grace for each character that you play and understand them. And I think that's really cool to see, because as much as people judge them from the outside, there's always another meaning to it, which I think is really awesome that you guys all have that outlook on the show.
Yeah. What's your work-life balance look like? Like, what are you doing in your downtime? Are you still in school? Is that like what does that look like for you?
Yes, I am still in school. I'm a sophomore at USC, so when I'm not working, I'm at school. And when I'm not at school,
very impressive.
Thank you. I like to just be with my family and my friends, listen to music, cook, relax, chill. I love to travel. So anytime there's a opportunity to travel and it's not work travel, I love that. And just relaxing, taking time for myself. I don't have much of it, so whether I'm spending my time, my free time by myself or with my loved ones, as long as I'm, relaxing and taking a moment for myself, I think that's most important.
Yeah, I saw on social that you've been doing a series about running and New Balance and mental health. What how important is taking care of your mental health to you, and is exercise how you kind of help do that?
Yeah, I think moving my body specifically for me is just something that keeps me motivated and is an escape from, the world. You have a set time to just be able to have a goal, move your body and work out or run or dance or do whatever you want to do. And mental health is something that I'm still trying to navigate and define for me. But I do know that moving does help my mental health. So I'm glad that I was able to do that initiative with New Balance, who cares so much about mental health, and Beyond the Run is something that I'm so grateful to be a part of.
And New Balance is back.
Yeah.
New Balance is back, babe.
Oh yeah, New Balance is back. Everybody's rocking New Balance now.
That is true.
It's really cool. Is the goal to graduate college?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just a question coming from two dropouts.
That is. I was gonna say some context to that.
I was gonna give the context
from two girls who did not finish college. Yes. But yes, I think everyone goes in hoping that they do finish. What are you majoring in? Do you know? Have you declared?
I'm a major in School of Dramatic Arts and a minor in African American Studies.
Wow, so cool. Good for you. That's very impressive, because
it is very impressive. I like I said, I would have dropped out because I did.
Yes, when you have all the success and still working really hard for that, that's really cool. And I think everybody is going to love watching you in this movie. Missing is going to be great. It feels like it really taps into that young audience, and like Rhea said, you were seeing it all over social, where it's like such in a good format where when you're scrolling TikTok, it's like, wait, is this actually a TikTok, or is this something else, which is cool, because I think that's really engaging. So how excited are you for people to see this movie? We got about a week or so left.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm extremely excited for people to see it. I think people are going to love it. I think people are going to be shocked by all the plots and the twists and the turns. Again, it's exhilarating. It was fun to film. So I'm sure the team did an amazing job with putting it together. I can't wait to see it. And I've actually, just like traveling, being around the last couple of weeks recently, people have come up to me and said that they were really excited to see it, and that's really cool when a project hasn't even come out yet and people are excited. So I think people are gonna like it.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's nice when you have a movie, it's like, hey, you can go to the theater, you can go to the movies, you can watch it, which is always a fun experience. So January 20th, everyone can go to the theater, see Missing, starring Storm. I think everybody's gonna love it. The thriller genre has been so much fun recently. I think there's been so many great movies that have come out in that genre. So just adding to that is really cool. So January 20th, everyone go see 20th. Missing. Storm, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Thank you to all who have been subscribing. We love you guys. And just a reminder, those episodes are coming out on YouTube early. They're up there early, and everyone's been asking for that, and now they are, thanks to Sarah. So make sure you guys tune in, subscribe. We love you guys. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you on Monday.